What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning at the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is the Rapl, more affectionately known as the Rapl. Yes, it is the Rapl, or the Rapl. It's not the Rapl, as I like to call him, but anyways, what can you do? His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Lermontov. We have, yet again, another classic Zeus versus Odin matchup. This is the matchup which a lot of the pros, the top players, are saying is the go for the Greek players. But from everything that I've been seeing, if the Odin player plays it without making any massive mistakes, plays it good macro, good decision making, the Odin player tends to win this matchup fraction more than the Zeus player. So that's just my own personal analysis here. Maybe Zeus isn't the way to go. Maybe you do need to go Hades or Poseidon to have access to Artemis, which is such a big god to have in this matchup. But Lermontov going with his Zeus here against Rapl. And we'll see how it's going to go. And so really, what can you do in this matchup here? Let's talk about it a little bit. So the Odin meta has been a little bit developed into essentially what I was saying you should do. It's been a while, but people. So what ends up happening? Let's just talk about meta for a second. What ends up happening is somebody says something. In this case, me. And then people go, this guy's crazy. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a noob. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And then 6 months down the line, someone says, you know what? That guy makes some sense. And then he tries it, does it better than what I was doing it, and it just ends up being the way to play it. And that way to play it was simply put Hersir throwing Axeman. Hersir throwing Axeman is so strong for Norse that it makes it next to impossible for the Greek player to kill them in the classical age, giving the Norse player a very easy heroic age. The next thing we're going to see is everyone starting to go 2 monuments set into animal spam, into the craziness that's that, and then we have to go, well, we have to nerf that. So we'll wait for that. That might be another 6 months away. But anyways, we'll see how this is going to go. There are ways to play against the Hersir throwing Axeman strategy. You do definitely have Centaur Hoplite, still very good. The Centaur can snipe off those very nicely, but you do have to play the macro perfectly. That's the hard part here for Zeus players. If you're like a wannabe Zeus player, it's not enough. It's not enough. You've got to be well versed in Zeus macro in order to make Centaur Hoplite work. You've also got players like Pegasus Rush who have been starting to do 4-minute Athena rushes, which are obviously very strong as well. And they actually do manage to make this matchup a little bit more interesting. So we'll see if that's what Lermontov's going to come out with here. It's looking like he is going for a very late advance time. He's gone for an early, oh God, he's still not advanced. This is going to be difficult for Lermontov indeed. He hasn't actually gotten him. Did he get himself a Jason? I don't see him with a Jason. He's going up through Hermes here. Villagers jumping onto this temple. And he's going to get pushed off of this food, I guarantee it. Rapl loves to get out early Ulfsark. He's got 1 Ulfsark here. He's got the Ravens scouting around. Oh, he's only got 1 Ulfsark. This is very different for Rapl. Normally he goes 2 Ulfsark, 3 Ulfsark here to get some harassing, as we are seeing this Skraeling moving forward, as Lermontov simply just going to have to deal with a little bit of harass here. You don't really want to turn around and shank the Skraeling. Instead, just gather as much as you can. But we see the Kotoska bots coming through to help out. There's the Freya coming in. And the villagers will simply retreat away from here. Back home, and Lermontov, he's pushed off Hunt by 1 Ulfsark. Nice play by Rapl thus far. And in fact, we might even see this villager getting taken down here. One thing you can do, if you've got the resources, is to run in front of this villager and build a longhouse. But he did not need to do that there. And we're probably also going to see a forest fire on this location. I don't think forest firing this wood line is what you want to do. You want to forest fire this wood line because guess what? This wood line is raidable. This one here, very, very difficult to raid. Very easy to wall this off here. And it's going to be hard to raid this one. So Rapl maybe making a bit of a mistake. It does open up the forward gold mine here, as we are going to be seeing the Ulfsark getting sniped there by the town center. A bit of a mistake there from Rapl, but it's not going to be all too bad. And he is going to start going into those raiding cavalry here as he sees the Hermes, realizing he's had a lot of advantage in this game thus far. Now we see the Centaur just going to be ready to start finding something to attack. At this point, Rapl is still essentially all in his base with just a couple of villagers eating out in the middle of nowhere here. So he has to be careful not to get pushed off that too easily. And what are we seeing from Lermontov here? Not much, just going straight Centaur. We haven't seen this in quite a while. I wonder if Lermontov is just going to go Centaur town center here. He doesn't really have a good town center though, so it's not going to be that great. He's got these goad here, so maybe going straight to the heroic. I honestly don't see any strategy here for Lermontov in this position, given how this game is going. He's going to be trying to take down that Raven. Does indeed manage to finish that one off as we see the army of Rapl moving in here. And there is the military academy. So he is going for that Centaur Hoplite, but it's so late. It is so late. And he's got no real answer here for all too much. In fact, we are going to be seeing one villager getting sniped by the raiding cavalry there as more Herser coming in. And guess what? Bolting that Herser means the Valkyrie is now going to be able to come in and get some big damage done. Rapl getting onto those Centaur incredibly nicely here so far. Very well played. And Rapl just going to be hanging out outside. We see watchtowers getting thrown up here for Lermontov, trying to do everything he can to just prevent Rapl from pushing in. Whenever I see my opponent do this, I realize I've won the classical age here, because it means they've spent 300 resources on something. I can just pull back and just defend and then get to the next age and be completely fine here. But Rappel's going to keep producing units. There's not really anything he can contest here because he burned this wood. If he burned this wood, I would have liked him to maybe keep building units and put some pressure onto this wood line, but with these towers up, it's probably not going to be all too much. And we see Lermontov with a secondary military academy now. Rappl's still building out those villages. Lots of dwarves here currently on the gold mine. See him bringing the gatherers off here. Does he have husbandry? Yes, he does. No pickaxe, no hand axe here. Obviously, no, maybe not so obviously, but you have to realize that the hand axe isn't that important for the Norse players, but pickaxe really is. Pickaxe gives you a big boost. It's like 12.5% for the dwarves. So you definitely want to be grabbing pickaxe if you have the resources. Gives you such a boost. And it means you can have less dwarves on here. You can actually go for something like 7 dwarves, and that's what we're doing, and then just build gatherers onto goats, and you're completely fine there to just get a whole butt ton of those gatherers. And now we're seeing the Centaur moving in here, taking one little thwack there. Lermontov's been losing a lot of HP on these Centaurs. They are a very, very difficult to control unit, definitely. So he's going to be just moving around the map, trying to figure out something to do here. And those hoplites should be getting out fairly soon here. Meanwhile, we see just a little bit of an issue with his economy here. As you can see, the villagers, they've got husbandry, and they have to kind of force drop if they wants to make sure he's continuing to build these units. Because, you know, Rapl is not getting any idle time on this town center in this game. So he's just getting super far in front. He's making a couple of dwarves over here as well. This town center makes this gold mine very, very safe. So we see the raiding cavalry getting pushed back by the hoplites. Lermontov's hoplites, they might be useful in this game, but generally speaking, we don't see them doing all too much. They're mostly just there as a defense against the raiding cavalry, and then you want to get into Hapaspest. See the attempt at these raiding cavalry to take out some more villages. Nice micro from Rapl to be getting as many hits onto these Centaurs as you possibly can. But one villager has been taken down. But Rappel's 2 town centers here, so he's not going to mind losing a villager here or there to the Centaur. So really, what can Lermontov do here? He's got 12 hoplites. Is he just going to go? He might just go here. He's actually got a good, healthy amount of Centaur at this point. So these hoplites are going to be huge, and there's not that many of those throwing axemen out either, as they're starting to come down, and we are seeing more Herser getting built by Rapl here. But See the hoplites pushing through here. The gate's not so good. The wall's not so good against these hoplites in this game. See the wall getting taken down. Gonna be moving straight past this one. Looking to attack this town center as best as he can. Rapl moving over here. And we will be seeing a fight ensuing here. But where are the heroes? We see a raiding cavalry getting sniped down as the Hersir will start moving forward. Microing this is very, very tough because you the Hersir just deals so much damage here. Throwing Axeman, getting big damage done from behind. We do see the raiding cavalry getting into the fray as well. One Centaur going down, two Centaurs going down, and this army from Rapl just too strong here. Lermontov getting pushed back 78 population to 107 population here for Rapl. Rapl is in such a strong position here as the hoplites going after these houses. But guess what? Rappel's now got 73 favor in the bank. If he wants, he can make a whole bunch of Valkyrie out of this temple as well. It's gonna be so hard for Lermontov to do anything here, as Lermontov now has to throw down farms. He doesn't have any food left on the map. He does have a couple of zebra here that he could have moved back out to eat, but both players kind of out of food here. Now the question is, will Rapl be able to get to the heroic age without farming? So getting onto these chicken. We are seeing the hoplites coming in here as the villagers get pulled back. Hoplite's going to try and take down a longhouse, but Rappel's got so many military buildings already thrown down that it doesn't matter all too much. We see the Centaur going to move in and snipe down one of those throwing axes. Nicely, good job there, but leaving the longhouse alive there with 62 HP. Going to have to return another day to take that one down. We see this Centaur a little bit confused, but does get microed away. And Rapl not able to get to the heroic age here without farming. Can be very, very difficult here. This can be a very difficult position because Lermontov's already started his farms. Lermontov should be able to get to the heroic age here and built the farms around the ground. It's literally already here. I see so many players doing this where they go to a second line of farms. You've got a granary here and the farms fit all the way around this. So you can actually go with, what is it? 8 farms, 9 farms around this. Whatever it is, I think it's 8 farms around this granary that are all very, very efficient. But these ones out of here just make me sad. And I see the granary getting taken down as Lermontov going to be trying to make his way into the base of Rapl. As Rapl very much out of position here. We'll see, can he get in? Can he take down this? Can he take down this town center or not? He gets himself the heavy or the medium hoplites as he takes down that building there. The town center is going to start getting taken out. I would love to see Rapl throw a wall down here so these units can't get in. We see the Raven getting taken down. The Hersir coming in, trying to maybe take down these Centaurs. The Centaur retreating away. We do see the town center going down incredibly fast, but is it going to matter? Because losing the town center for all of these hoplites is going to be so very bad. This location here is walled off as well, so we can't even escape there. We are going to be seeing an attempt at running away. 4.7 speed here for Lermontov's hoplites, losing a handful of them here. Was that worth it or not is the question. 700 resources dealt there. Maybe it was. I'm not sure he lost 700 resources worth of hoplite. So very nice play from Lermontov. But Rapl, he's got the farm situation set up now. He's going to immediately get his town center back. He needs to take villagers off of wood onto farms here to get to the next age. Lermontov, on the other hand, he shouldn't be building hoplite anymore. He should be going to the heroic age so that he has access to Hypaspis. Such an important unit against the Hersir. And we know this because we watch Loki players fall short to Axeman and so much, and Hypaspis and Axeman are basically the same unit, so you know that you need that quite a lot here. But Lermontov retreating away here. Seeing some more villagers getting sniped as Lermontov in a difficult position. He's not lost here, but he is in a difficult position. He does have 2 town centers, so he can try to take this late game. The problem arises mostly here with 1, dealing with the raids of the Odin player, but 2, more importantly, either Ragnarok or Tyr, whichever one that Rapl decides to go with, it's going to be super hard to deal with. And we are seeing Skadi coming through now. Should probably see an immediate winter harvest get thrown down by Rapl, as well as irrigation. More farms getting put up here. maybe a third town center and a market and a tier. You can stay 2 town centers and then throw the town center up afterwards. We see the army of Rapl starting to move forward. There's so many gold mines back here for Rapl as well. It's so easy for him to do everything. We are seeing these hoplites revisit this location as Lermontov is being very, very active with these guys. We might even see a frost onto these hoplite here, but maybe not. We'll see how it goes. The town center is getting taken down incredibly quickly here. Fortified town center is queued up, but I'm not sure that'll get in time here. Definitely not. Do we see shaft mine coming through? Nothing else. And there's the frost onto these units here. That's very, very good for Lermontov. He's going to be happy about that. He's going to lose every one of these hoplites, but he just traded a small amount of population here, to be honest. How much is it before they all fall? 13 hoplite, 26 population for frost, which means that if Lermontov can get to Hera here, he's going to be completely fine. And we are seeing Apollo is coming through as well. We got 11 hoplites here, all falling. Town center is definitely going to be fine here. So we'll see how this is all going to go. As now we do see Lermontov trying to be aware of if this is happening or not. And Rapl is simply just saying, I got a market, I'm going tier. And that is the god of choice. So Rapl here. He loves tier much more than he loves Balder. There's the fortified town centers. We see this wall getting taken down as there will be an attempt by Lermontov to maybe take down some more buildings inside of Rapl's base. As Lermontov going to get his 3rd town center coming up. Throw down a market, get to the Mythic Age as well. Nothing wrong with this town center here. He should be able to get to the Mythic Age. And what he needs to do here, he's got 2 options. So obviously Hera or Hephaestus are his options. If he throws Hephaestus, he just has to make sure he holds. He just has to hold. So he has to make sure he finds a gold mine that he's not going to get pushed off of. And then he can get into... Oh, God, he's losing so many units. This is not what he wants. See a cheeky ghost building coming down here to prevent Lermontov from retreating. He's just losing so many units here as well. It's so bad there for Lermontov. This changes a little bit. It probably means that Lermontov has to go Hera to hold on. Because the tier's going to hit. The town center is going to come down very shortly here for Rapl. And the population or the economy of Lermontov is going to be in a very difficult position. He is thinking about Hephaestus, but instead decides, yep, Hera, I need Hera. And he is going Hera, and we will be starting to see Hephaestus getting built very, very shortly as heavy infantry is coming through, archery rangers getting thrown down. We see some forward military buildings coming onto this position as the heavy throwing axeman gets sniped there by Lermontov's centaurs here. We'll see how this game's going to go. I would love to see more walls getting thrown up, an immediate Fimbulwinter getting thrown down there. One thing you can do here as the Greek player with Hermes is as soon as you see tier, hit ceasefire. Even if you don't catch, you will sometimes catch an immediate Fimbulwinter from your opponent. But even if you don't, it buys you an extra minute, which is a big deal because then you can actually say, send your heroes back, build your heroes back and leave them in your base to deal with these Fenris Fimbulwinter wolves. Then, like, if you have your heroes in your base, they're going to be able to just deal with these bad boys very, very easily. Little hacks here, if you will, to deal with tier just a little bit. And there's the ceasefire that was going to get thrown down anyways. So just little things that might sway this matchup a little bit more in favor of the Zeus player in these situations. If you can be fast enough to get that ceasefire off just to delay Fimbulwinter by an extra minute, it can be very, very helpful. And we will be seeing that Hera popping very, very shortly here for Lermontov. And he's got so much favor in the bank. He can spam Medusa here, and it won't be a bad idea. It won't be a bad idea. You can pick off the Frost Giants. You can pick off everything else. If you can get them all out, it could be very, very good. So we'll see if that's going to be the case here, as the Medusa is going to be looking at eyeing off that Frost Giant. No, he's leaving the Frost Giant alive. The Ursa have made their way into this position here. Maybe throw down a Longhouse or something in here, but not just yet. Rapl's got so much economy here. He's got champion infantry. He's got nearly full bronze armory upgrades. his economy here. What's he got? He's gotten himself winter harvest, irrigation, carpenter's quarry. The economy is out of this world in this game. We will be seeing this Frost Giant probably getting sniped here. 4.3 speed is a cheeky bit faster than the Frost Giant, but Lermontov path blocks his Medusa there and doesn't actually get there in time, which is a bit sad. And now we will be seeing Rapl attempt to push through this location. We do still have that lightning storm to be used, but there is a hill fort here, so it's going to be able to protect 10 units of Rapl, which is going to be a big help. And Rapl is able to just get so much done here. But meanwhile, Lermontov's just saying, I don't care. Push through here. See if I care. I'm going to go after your town center yet again. I'm forcing you to defend because I have Lightning Storm and I want to use it offensively. So Lermontov's going to try and make this work. Meanwhile, we're just going to see Rapl. We could see a base trade here. This town center is already at half HP and there is potential for Huskar having bravery here. Rapl not researching that one just yet, but he's only got a couple of them, and there's the Lightning Storm onto this position here. Going to be sniping so many units as they're trying to retreat away. They all fall like flies here. Oh god, there's still actually a very large amount of units remaining here with the champion upgrades. We will be seeing this gate getting picked off as the dwarves retreating away here. More units from Lermontov moving over onto this position here as the Hoplites trying to make their way through this town center, but it's not able to do so just yet. Retreating back and just making sure Rappl's got nowhere else to go. There's an underworld passage coming over here to try and fight these units off. Pushing in on one side, defending over here as well. Nice usage of the underworld passage. Definitely repair this town center back up if he can. Lermontov has got some good resources in the bank. He's getting himself his armory upgrades now, but he hasn't researched Forge of Olympus here in this game because he's gone through Hera. So therefore, his armory upgrades are really expensive. See what I did there? I saved it. Phew. We do see champion infantry has managed to come through for Lermontov now. So he's actually in a good position. Before he got champion raiders as well, champion cavalry here. Very nice play here for Rapl. He's got all the upgrades he needs. And now what he can do, now what Rapl can do is, because he's got all the upgrades, obviously you want to wait for iron, which he doesn't quite have yet, but he's going to be getting it very soon. Then you want to start sacking some villages for Ulfsark. You see the underworld passage getting taken down. The army of Rapl just going to crash in here. Able to take these units down very, very easily. This town center is getting super low. Do we see that bravery? Still no bravery for Rapl. He does have the resources for it, but it's just not a priority at this time being, as the town center will end up falling. Nice play by Rapl, putting Lermontov down onto 2 town centers. And the villagers turning around and fighting these hoplites. They've only got copper mail. It's just not enough to deal with the Norse might here, the champion cavalry, the champion throwing axemen, the Hersa, even a stray Valkyrie here as well. And, I mean, there is gold still getting mined for Lermontov, so he's still okay, whereas Rappel's back onto this gold mine here. Rapl has defended here. He can throw his walls back up if he so chooses. He can take this town center for himself, take these farms if he so chooses as well. Start a trade route as well at some point. Wouldn't be a bad idea here either. It could be really, really good, but now we see the mummy moving in. Mummy's a very, very good raider. Every 20 seconds, she will be able to take down a villager. And then obviously the standard damage actually takes down villagers really quickly as well. As the Medusa retreating away from the Hersa, trying to keep himself alive. Oxguard does go down as Lermontov's still trying to figure out a way back into this game. Meanwhile, town center might get denied here as there's just not that many units here. The Hoplite's going to be very, very good against these raiding cavalry, but there is a handful of Apaspists in here, which aren't going to be the best. Only 5. And it is looking like Rapl has to keep fighting on this position. We've said it once, we've said it a million times. Just throw up some towers first. Just be safe. You know you're in the lead. So just put some towers up. Make sure you hold this position. All these villagers are going to push in and deny that nicely. Meanwhile, over here, we see a stray fortress going up. The villagers get pulled off the gold mine. One stray champion Ulfsark here to take those villagers down very quickly. And this fortress will be denied. Nice play from Rapl. Nice awareness. Now, Rappel's got more units here to push in. Lermontov, 133 pop. Rapl 160 population here. And we see more of these units falling. It's just not possible at this point for Lermontov to hold here. And he does realize that in that time. Does decide to tap out. And we check the post-game quickly. See the resource advantage for Rapl. If we check out the town centers, when the town centers came down, or even just the civilian unit count, look at the civilian unit count here for Rapl. He's in such a lead here. There is a takeover by Lermontov for a little bit, but this lead here is so big for Rapl, and that carries him through so hard in this game. And this is the Fimbulwinter that we were talking about. I think that this game might have been incredibly close. Had Lermontov cast Ceasefire as soon as he saw Tier pop. Not necessarily to catch the Fimbulwinter out. If he caught the Fimbulwinter out, obviously he's winning the game in a very, very strong position. But more importantly, to delay the Fimbulwinter such that he can get his heroes positioned on his town centers so that the Fimbulwinter does less damage to him. That's the strat, and that's what Zeus players and Greek players alike who have access to Hermes need to do to deal with Fimbulwinter. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.